Hi guys,
Hello people.
I'm Milena,
Lola.
and we're watching Sopranos,
10.
episode 10 of season 5. Shocking. Every time we start the episode, we get shocked all over again. We cannot believe it, like we're finishing 5th season. The next time we watch, we will finish season 5.
We're gonna
watch
three
episodes together.
3 episodes together, we're gonna finish season 5.
What? What do you mean?
And I'm still not sure how many episodes season 6
I think 20.
20. That's like 2 seasons.
Little 2 seasons, yeah.
Okay. At least that.
At least that.
We just watched episode 9.
Yes. Sometimes it's weird when it starts immediately. Like, what
That's what
am I gonna repeat?
Like, we just spoke about it. Like, am I to say it again? What we have
seen?
Okay,
what we
have
expect
watched?
in this episode is war between Tony and Tony to start. I'm joking, I do not expect that. I just wanted to make fun of you. Something I like to do.
With these types of friends, you don't need enemies.
Yes.
Is that a saying in English? It's not. It's saying in Serbian.
Who needs
enemies when you have friends like these?
Is it?
That's not a saying in English.
Really?
We say this like, pored ovakih prijatelja šta će ti neprijatelji, which literally means with these types of friends, you don't even need enemies.
Yeah.
Meaning someone is a bad friend.
Wow. That's very deep.
I think actually that sentence works with Sopranos.
Yes! Oh my god!
With these types of friends, you don't even need enemies.
Listen to it. All of you.
Yeah. Especially I think Chris. Always fucking Chris. I don't even know what I'm expecting in this episode. I am excited to see what happens in this episode, and anything can happen at this point. Adriana, we're gonna see what's happening. Oh my god, she called! Yes. Shh, don't mention. Remember she
Let's not talk about that,
But then she said something maybe about Tony B.
I think she
We didn't even mention that the Chris, him feeling like pushed to the side now that Tony has someone else that he favors. Like his whole worth is valued on like how Tony sees him.
Yeah. Favorite cousin. Yes, we don't talk about Adriana in this house. We don't mention her.
It's like if you say it 3 times in the mirror, she's like gonna appear. So we cannot speak about her.
But yes, she did call the agent again. I'm guessing she's giving agents information about anybody. I think anybody who is around Chris that it's not Chris.
Yeah, and anyone that Chris minds. Like if it's Tony B, maybe like she's gonna want to like say something about Chris B.
Maybe it's gonna be easier on her consciousness because
it's
like still good for Chris.
Yes, maybe like she's helping Chris by also helping the FBI. That would make sense for her in her mind.
Explain that to herself and to Chris in the future.
That would make sense, I think.
I'm really wondering how that's gonna go. I mean, I'm not wondering at all. I don't care.
You don't want to know.
Don't give it to me. But like, I want to see how that's gonna turn out. Meaning, who's gonna kill her? That's a question.
Yeah.
How Chris is gonna react, we know. But
we know. I know that there is no question in our mind that she survives this. Like whether she survives this. There is no question.
Zero. To me, it's 0%. That's why I'm constantly
less than 0.
We don't talk about her, but at the same time, just happen. Like let it happen at the end, like in episode 13. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let it finish. So like in season 6, I can breathe.
Yeah, I know.
Not just like wait for it around every corner.
Yeah, but I don't think that happened this season.
Me neither. I think maybe middle of season 4.
6.
Just because it's season 6.
Not even close.
Just because it seems like the story that's like being prolonged, you know?
Yeah.
Like they mentioned.
I mean, there is
which just makes sense
so
because
many
like
fucking things happening simultaneously.
That as well, but like also like this, like let's say moles or rats or whatever they call them. You know? Like they don't talk for like an episode and they then get killed. They talk for years and then get killed. And that is what is happening with the Adriana, you know?
Literally. Cold cuts. Is that meat? Meat means Tony has a panic attack. Cold cuts. But when I hear cold now, I think...
Cold Harbor.
I think
so. I think as well. That's why I was thinking about like cold cuts through heart, you know? Like someone wanna hurt somebody. There's
multiple things this can mean.
Yeah.
My mind's how met on meat.
Makes sense.
I'm trying. Why did you go twice?
You do.
Yes, because
I was doing fine because I saw that you did twice. I was like waiting for you to again.
I did it because we were going in opposite direction.
Yeah, they didn't shut. The Vespa scooters. How was furious. This guy's waited there by the Hackensack River all fucking night. Fucking Vespa's never got in my hands.
Maybe the war is it, man.
Good job, little boy. Fella was told it was a go. If it didn't happen, how come nobody called? A lot of things didn't happen. It seemed like they happened. Cousin didn't latch out. The Vespa's never got into my hands.
At least he left it. Ain't no negatives, you. That kid tripped my kid. That's legal. She was out of control. She was not. Look, come on! Your kid is out of control. She's been tripping and pushing all summer. Oh, shut up and get out of here. Don't tell me to shut up. Crazy? Oh!
I mean, the woman was
Yes.
annoying, but like to do this. Only Janice.
I will say, interesting timing, T. When John had that little chat at the funeral, suddenly no Vespas. The property taxes, I know.
Hello to you too. I thought you should know your sister Janice got arrested.
What?
Yeah, moms
On
led to the arrest of a
TV?
Verona woman with ties to the mafia. Our Jillian Glessner was on the scene. What about it, Jillian? Think that other mother better go into the soccer mom protection program?
Maybe she should, Carl. It started here at Summit Avenue Park. Charges are still pending, but we do know that the woman shown here being taken into custody is Janice Baccalieri, sister of reputed New Jersey mob boss Anthony Soprano.
It's a growing problem in our society.
You never know what's gonna be the story in an episode of Sopranos.
Motherfucker!
Had that in common.
Janice, open the door!
She got released.
It wasn't my fault.
My name is all over the fucking TV because of your bullshit!
Oh, here he goes being violent.
I'm suing the township for wrongful arrest.
No, you're not!
And why is so?
No, you're not! You're not turning this into one of your fucking close celebras.
Anybody's side but mine. That bitch is lucky I didn't kill her.
Well, we know that.
What?
What?
Oh,
Tony.
yeah.
Fucking temperature.
Oh, yeah.
Get out. Get out!
Tony, but on the other hand, she called Sophia her daughter.
I don't give a fuck. How many times I gotta tell you? Get control of your wife.
I'm so embarrassed. I don't want to see any of my friends again.
But when you're a parent, you'll see. You'll defend your children like a lion with her cubs.
They're not my parent.
What did you say? And I try to care very much. Now get to sleep.
You're gonna punch me?
Jan, can I talk to you?
We'll talk tomorrow. I'm exhausted.
No, now. Janice, I think you need professional help.
I'll be having an extra session with Sandy, believe me.
Sandy, what does she do? She tells her you were picked on by your father and asks you to read her screenplays. I think there's anger specialists.
And I think you should see a weight loss specialist.
You don't see it in yourself. I heard you with Sophia. Yous were getting along so much better. She says one little thing and you get nasty. But we can't live like this, me and the kids.
Like what?
This was a nice house. Peaceful, I don't know. There wasn't all this yelling and tension.
How could you understand? Your dad was a sweetheart. Even when he had emphysema. My house, it was dog eat dog.
Be that as it may, the past and all. If you don't go to these anger classes they have or whatever, this with us ain't gonna work out.
I would kill to see Janice at anger classes.
Me too.
What do you think he clears?
Both of them want to be Tony's favorite, and now this is Tony's favorite, so both of them can
You gotta figure he's grabbing anywhere from 2,500 to
bond at the hatred.
He's his pet.
Stop making me balls.
I'm just saying. Now you know what I went through. What's up? Hey there, cuz. Guess who called me this morning? How'd you find me? Oh, you're not gonna guess? Okay, I'm from with the orchard. Oh, shit. Yeah, sold the place. Moving to Florida.
You should. He's getting on the years.
So you and your cousin here, you're gonna go up there and take care of him.
Oh.
Don't worry about the old guy. Told you I'll do it.
The thing is, my old man's got a few jars up there also. But make problems for my uncle.
He's a knock-around guy like Tony's dad, but they let him retire to this farm, upstate New York. Us boys each got sent up there summers when we hit 12 and 13 with schools. Tell you one thing, I need fucking Tony B up there like I need a third nut.
He is your cousin.
Yeah? Should have seen him when I was little. Him and Tony both. But they broke my balls, teased me, spending the summer up at Uncle Pat's farm just like they used to. I was 11. They came up, they were like 19 to shoot guns. They didn't take me with them. And when I tramped through the stickers and found them, they said I had to be initiated into a special club by being tied to a tree alone in the orchard for an hour. I was on that tree till 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. I worship these two guys, Tony Soprano especially. And here we are again. Tony B goes wrong, and Tony lays a $200K a year cash cow on.
And now you're going
Don't get mad, okay?
together.
I know we kind of touched on it a couple of times, but you're so unhappy. What if we left here? Not far away, and you went into something else?
Like what?
I don't know, like pick up your writing, maybe?
I'll get back to the writing someday. But from a position of great wealth. I'm a soldier, Adrian. You're not gonna understand that. What the fuck?
Is the pool empty?
Carmela,
What?
there's no water in the pool.
Yeah, I had a drink. The electricity costs a fortune. I can't afford that. You're the only one who uses it.
I thought we were getting along better lately.
So, you polluted all the decent lawyers in New Jersey so they can't represent me?
I'm not the one that wanted it.
Okay, so let's just pretend that you weren't begging for it in a million different ways, okay? Because I am worn out here.
I love this.
I love this as well.
You gonna throw him an engagement party or what?
If we can be civil. She's so young.
Same age we were. Wasn't all bad.
It wasn't all bad.
Last time I asked you to jot down one or
So
two
what?
situations or
Oh
people
my God,
that trigger
she's
your
so-
anger.
I love
So
this.
that you think
Stop.
about it
Bailey!
over and
Bailey!
Let's give Bradley a chance this time.
Let's get
Miranda
Bailey to talk.
Bailey.
Find the keys. I had to
This
wake
should
him
be
up.
right
He
before
starts
Grey's
yelling.
Anatomy.
Described as
Yeah, they did not say it in
Stepkids
2005.
do that all the time. They leave their bikes in the middle of the garage, and if I want to pull in, I gotta get out and move the bike with a car.
So the cat won't
full of
speak.
groceries.
Doris, get you! Keep Billy's bike out of the driveway!
Okay.
Back to Bradley. I'm trying to get into his actual physical sensations.
He saw red. The women.
She's right. Why is he in here? Why isn't his roommate in therapy for selfishness issues?
So people just get a free pass. The whole world.
I told you about my supervisor checking my work and nobody else. I wonder why.
Because you're a minority.
Exactly. That's why I'm in here.
Uh-huh.
You seem angry about having this problem.
Uh-huh.
Man, I come from a bias.
This would make me
And
mad.
I was different. I put all my faith and my
Therapy
hopes into
would
the
make me
civil
mad.
rights movement. I left home and I marched. And for what? So they could ride around in their SUVs blasting that rap shit and you can't say anything because they might have guns?
Wait a fucking minute. Who's that?
If the shoe fits.
This is fucking crisis.
You're angry. Let's stay with that. What are your actual physical feelings right now?
I'd like to punch you in the face.
Look at you. You're not even listening.
Hello, he's talking to me.
No. You and me, we do most of the talking in here. The man is trying to say that those people outside, they do the thing, but we're the ones that get all upset and start carrying on. That's all he's saying.
That Legend of Sleepy Hollow cartoon scared the piss out of me when I was a kid.
Do you mind watching your shoe?
When you're 12, 13, man, it's like fucking heaven, right? Running around the woods, driving that
It
tractor.
wasn't heaven for him with you guys.
They used to call me Ichabod Crane. Who? Some very sorry people, that's who.
The Carmela front? Did you two ever discuss that evening you made love?
My sister? She attacked some woman at a stepkid's soccer game.
You've mentioned her temper before.
She got charged with aggravated assault and resisted arrest.
Excellent. Let's talk about that. Rage.
Why?
Depression is rage turned inward. Tell me about the soprano temper.
John, he always had a terrible temper.
John.
God, that's the whole beautiful point. You know what they say? Revenge is like serving cold cuts.
I think it's revenge is a dish best served cold.
So what I say?
But why revenge all the time? Where does it come from, this insatiable anger you and your sister share?
I was wondering how long it was going to take for her to come up.
Your mother? What about your father? You never saw her chop off someone's finger.
Mm-hmm.
Told you about that, didn't I? Jesus, I wish I had.
Why?
I'm going to dress up nice and everything when I come here.
Okay, let's stick to the subject.
Which is what?
Your own intolerance for frustration. The falcon cannot hear the falconer.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Poem.
We live in a time of technological and spiritual crisis.
But you feel you're above all of it. Certainly above any inconvenience or annoyance. And if things don't go your way, instead of being merely disappointed or inconvenienced, you blow.
My sister's. She's taking anger management classes. Maybe she's on the right track.
Is this something you'd consider?
No.
Depression is rage turned inward.
For inner city kids like me, this was important.
Inner city? We live next to the largest shopping mall in New Jersey. We know where Chrissy buried the guy. But with Uncle Johnny's, you gotta help us out.
I'm not exactly sure. There was two of them. The Johnson brothers.
You don't remember where?
It was a long time ago.
Can't excavate the whole fucking place.
Because you know what Tony's gonna say.
I can't come up here and dig that.
This is gonna be a nice bonding experience.
Yeah.
Our bodies are 86% water. His last blood test, he was 65% Zephyr. When he first heard the term pie in the sky, he volunteered for the 82nd Airborne.
It's pretty good.
It's a shame, because he used to be the funnest guy in the world.
When was that?
He's got the war by the balls, and he acts like everything's a big fucking imposition.
Being at the top, he's isolating himself.
Yeah, it's just him and his money.
You're hitting something. Well, at least it's clean.
Czechoslovakian guy. This is the second time I'm moving.
Is that the one he dug up underneath that bridge? Second time he's moving.
I'm here, you little fuck.
What's it
Help! Please, don't kill me. The fuck do you running?
There was a ship from Italy with these containers of Vespa motor scooters.
I don't know anything about any fucking Vespas.
We know they got here. What happened to them?
So scary.
They're gonna punch him. Break his leg.
Motherfucking cocksucking bastards!
There's a guy from here. Filiataro, man.
Filiataro.
Listen. Thanks for doing this. You didn't have to.
Fuck that, you're my little cousin.
God, he's so... like, he really needs love and affection.
I think I can imagine what you may be hearing about me.
I didn't think nothing.
As far as Tony putting me in at the casino, I knew people were gonna resent that. I went away for a long time. Stood up for this family. And you, or anybody, can think what they like. I feel I had a little coming to me.
Hey, absolutely. I was telling Benny that the other day. He was complaining.
Tony B has a knack for making people like him. He's a likable character somehow.
You saw the guy down the pier. John has the Vespas.
Think of how supportive you were of him. The whole Carmine fiasco.
It's fucking payback. Johnny's got in his head that somehow my cousin has something to do with Joey Peeps.
Johnny should be out looking for the real killers.
No fucking shipment of cheese coming in next month. I guess we can kiss that goodbye too now, right? Motherfuckers!
Who are you gonna see? Carmela? Yeah.
Or who else?
Hi. What are you doing here?
My son is a senior here now, isn't he?
So, how are you?
Fine.
Because you're pretty upset when you left. I was probably a
I'm
little
going
over the
back with
top.
my husband.
Oh, that's good. All the best.
What type of a transition?
They've been trying out
was
something to see if it works.
Don't drink no more.
this? I don't think you should try that again.
It's like a PowerPoint.
Just feel the Johnson brothers' bodies. I know where they are. Over by the fence in the northwest corner. Because that night I noticed one of my pickers had stuck a Swiss Colony bottle upside down on one of the fence posts.
You fucking sure?
Lunch!
I got for you. Thank you.
On the way to find out.
The girl didn't even show up today.
Why don't you go to service and get somebody new?
2 classes, she's already telling people how to run their life. Don't let me stop you from taking your kids to the rink.
You have every right to be mad at me. And I apologize. I know it's bad for the family. For business. But I'm working on it.
So how's that going?
Anger management? It's the best thing that ever happened to me. It's such a relief to let go of all that shit. I never realized what an angry person I was and how it fed itself.
So they got you on tranquilizer.
It's taking responsibility for your anger and, you know, learning to recognize your feelings of anger and that they're just feelings. A lot of anger is self-importance.
Self-importance.
Problems with authority. I was making everybody in my life miserable. Yelling and screaming or pouting and feeling victimized. I feel so much better about everything. It's like this great sadness is beginning to lift.
Sadness.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Was that on TV?
Yes, I thought it was here.
I was like, why is this so loud?
First I was thinking, is the dog on TV?
I'm not sure if the dog is out. I
think
was
it
not
was.
sure.
I think it was.
On TV?
Both. Dog and
Oh, there he is.
emergency.
Emergency was on TV, but I wasn't sure about the dog.
I don't believe it.
So how we doing?
Took care of mine last night. The Johnson brothers will get tonight. Uncle Pat was like Johnny Mnemonic, right, Uncle Pat?
Huh? Play a beat, I'll take a hand.
This is the life, huh? I'm with you.
Yeah, we were just saying that.
Oh. I thought they were gonna like separate on different legs, not all in one.
One body, one leg.
Yeah, I thought that.
One bag.
Yeah.
Hello. That seems good. Huh? Louis seems fine.
The human body is 86% water. For Louise's last blood test, she was 65% Zeppelin.
Do I have inside jokes?
I knew a guy, when he was going to eat Philly cheesesteak, the mayor of Philly would have to call out the National Guard.
What the fuck's so funny about that? Doesn't even make sense.
He's drunk.
Him? No way. It's in recovery.
Well, if you recover your fucking balls, give us a call. We might like to hang out.
No, seriously, it's not funny. He's a 12-stepper, right?
No, we switched it up.
You know that.
That's right. Maybe he could take another couple of steps out the fucking door so we can have some fun.
Come on, don't get pissy now. He's just having a joke, that's all.
Sobriety's hard enough work without having to get mocked for.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why don't you have a fucking drink, will you? Because you're driving everybody crazy with this shit. The fucking higher power yammering and the sweets and the key lime pie and the... Jesus. What a fucking bullshit. Will you do me a favor?
So, how do you like his car? Schwarzenegger's. Pretty fucking great, huh?
Oh, yeah, the Humvee. Yeah, it's nice.
I'll say.
That's not a bill, that's a beak.
You know, that was you. You made that joke about the Zeppelin guy.
On the way home, we can drop him off at Beakskill.
Well, the beaks could kill. That one certainly would.
You know, I could have called you Ichabod Crane, but I didn't.
What the fuck's he talking about? Ichabod Crane. What I saw on TV last night. The ports are wide open. Government's not doing shit.
Where's my birth substitute?
Right in front of you. Did you hear what I just said? And I know it was bad, but you realize there's like 7 million containers? The news team put some radioactive shit in one of them. Wasn't even detected. Fucking terrible nightmares.
Yeah, knock the edge right the hell off your appetite.
What's the matter with you?
No, it is some scary shit.
Not my problem, my phone.
Speaking of scary shit, was that you in the bathroom this morning?
Oh, yeah. I thought they already dropped the biological weapon. All right. I gotta go. We're fucking sitting ducks here. The only thing between our homes and Port Newark is a chain link fence. They got a nuclear bomb in a container. We're fucking dead.
That's why you gotta live for today.
What'd you say?
I said that's why you gotta live for today.
Talking about annihilation, you stupid fuck. Your kids, my kids. Burning into cinders.
I can't even think about it.
And here we go into aggression.
Get some here.
I wake you up? I just come from the hospital. You said you wanted to know. It's gonna be okay, the kid? He's big, strapped, gonna be alright. But he's got some hearing loss, one ear. Looks like it could be permanent. Skip. The poor fuck knows he should keep his mouth shut. Go over there. And make sure he gets the best.
Shove that up your ass. Knowing Paul, he's gonna pocket this. He's gonna like give him 1/10.
And he told Silly goes, and I'd appreciate it if Tony don't come visit me. You don't want to see it.
Please, I couldn't believe it myself.
Well, are you going back with Tony?
No.
Then what'd you say?
I don't know, it just came out.
Hey, Tony. Hey, I thought I heard your voice.
Hello?
Good game on there. Yeah?
I think we're on the do not call list. We're happy with our service.
Tell him, Marcus, just hang up. Hang up.
Anger management.
Thank you.
Tony is shocked. Literally shocked. Like, please not before dinner. Okay.
Wonder where Harpo's eating his Sunday dinner.
You see the
son?
Just wondering what Harpo's up to.
Who's Harpo?
It's Hap, Janice's son.
You have a son?
You didn't tell us that.
You know that song, Harpo's Song by Phoebe Still? Because that's the song you named Harpo after, right? He's half French-Canadian, Harpo.
All right, Tony. Make fun of a boy because of his name.
I wonder what's French-Canadian for. I grew up without a mother. Sacre bleu, where is Milena?
He just searched for confirmation that like they cannot change. They cannot. You don't give a fuck about the boy.
God. Insane, I cannot.
What a miserable person.
Honestly.
What is the song? I like the song.
Me too. Honestly, sometimes I read the comments under our videos.
Okay.
For Sopranos. Something along the lines how all we do is like hate Tony.
Yeah.
And, like we can't see clear because of the hate that we have.
What am I supposed to see clearly?
It doesn't. No, I'm just like scenes like this. Like I'm just like wondering
how they see it.
Yes. You know what I mean?
It was the same thing with Walter.
I know, but like, yeah.
That's the same thing with those types of characters. Yeah. My hatred towards them doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the complexity within those characters. I just think they're awful humans, and I like to point that out.
Yeah, I was wondering how are they reading these scenes?
Do you not think that he is an awful human?
Yeah, I'm wondering that, honestly. No, honestly, that's the thing that like I've been thinking about. Like, what are the things that like we are saying, you know, that like people would understand that like we dislike these characters as characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why do I need to praise someone?
I mean, I don't know. I think people have different ways of watching shows, and I think the two of us are similar in a way where like when something happens where I just think they're disgusting people, even if the scene would be, let's say, funny, because people are like, well, how did you not laugh at this? I like remember reading a lot of that in like numerous episodes, like, how did you not laugh at this? Because like I don't know, like some like things are not funny to me when I find you disgusting, you know, like things can be funny to me in, say, like Pine Bear, whatever the fuck that was, like 311, where the whole situation was like so ridiculous and funny, but like they can say something funny in a situation where like I am looking at them with disgust because of something that happened like in that moment 5 minutes ago.
But there are some people who are
there.
very disgusting to me, like the most disgusting person in the show, one of the most disgusting, if not the worst, one of them is Paulie, and yet he's hilarious to me.
Yeah,
as his persona, as being that like I am watching. You know, he is ridiculous all the time. Janice is very funny to me. Junior is very funny to me.
Yeah,
and Tony sometimes is funny to me as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I agree with you.
No, I think like so many people on the show are like literally deplorable people. And we say that all the time. And like, again, I don't think that I feel like it was the same comments with Walter.
Yes, and and my honest opinion is that like Walter White is still one of the best characters like that I have ever watched.
Yeah.
And with Tony, It's interesting, but like I even more sympathize with Tony, much more. Like I have,
I agree with you there.
Like I can even compare those two characters. I like both of them and like their storylines in different ways. But like with, like no matter how much I hate Tony sometimes, and how 95% of the time I'm disgusted by what he is doing.
Yeah,
there is those 5% that like are still
sympathetic,
very very sympathetic.
Yeah,
like where I'm very soft in some ways for him still. I don't know how to explain that, but like
no, I can understand completely, and I agree with you, because again, like if we were gonna compare Tony and Walter, and the difference why like I agree with you, there's more sympathetic characteristics in Tony is because we know of his backstory and of Olivia, and like we have like there was a whole season 1 of that, and like
where with Walter
was about a man who never felt like he was in control of his own life.
I have nothing there to sympathize with. I can understand it. It's very understandable for me,
and
but
I think it's a very believable story. Yes, but like he was pathetic and
true.
Awful.
I mean, this one as well,
and that's why he destroyed everything. You know, he is pathetic as well, but like we have met his mother. We know his father as well. You can understand how ended up the way that he did. So I agree with you. Like there's more sympathy there to be had. But like he is just awful and miserable and a black hole that sucks everything up. And
cancer.
Literally, and I said the same thing about Livia at a certain point. You know, he just like became that. Again, that will never negate all the layers that he has as a character. It never negates it.
No.
But like the end result to me is still the end result, you know? And so that's all I can tell you. I don't think at least I don't know that we do, at least not in the review. Whatever I say in the episode, it's 1 second I can say I hate him. I cannot clarify things further in the episode. I cannot speak. So like if you don't listen to the review,
then I'm not even talking to you now.
Well then you know,
too far gone.
Then it's fine.
You're not listening to us now.
But like I think we like talk about the layers of him that were shown in the episode.
Yeah.
Again, always the ending sentence of that is he's awful.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, similar with Chris, in my opinion, in this show as well.
I cannot say this because again, we have so many awful characters. So the level of awfulness to me is I'm working in different realms. You know what I mean? So like Chris would be someone that would be deplorable to me in every other show. And in this show, he gets more of my sympathy than most of them, you know? Because I cannot look at him when it's scenes with Adriana. If Adriana was not a part of his life at all, me and Chris, this would be like a love story here. Not a love story, but just like he is very easy for me to sympathize with whenever he is on screen with the rest of them. Whenever he is.
But see, with Chris, scenes with Adriana hit me sometimes much harder than most of the scenes with Tony. I don't know how to explain to that. Okay. Just because like again, I say it again. I know Adriana is in this, and I know that like. I don't know how to explain it, but like I say it millions of times, I somehow see her as innocent, much more innocent than Carmela, let's say. Is she innocent? I know she's not innocent, you know what I mean? But that, and somehow with the way that like I view their relationship, like it makes my blood boil, basically, you know? So like no matter how much I sympathize with Chris, because of those scenes with Adriana and everything that he did to her, you know, like all the abuse, all the toxicity between them, it stops me from sympathizing with him sometimes.
No, I agree. Like I think that's completely valid.
But like he's a great character, don't get me wrong.
No, he is.
I said
he's my top 3. Like it's him, Carmela, and Tony there, you know, like those are my favorite characters of the show. And again, he gets a lot of my sympathy. He gets literally like it's kids, Carmela, and then him. Like that's the people that get my sympathy in this show, or like the characters that like I feel some type of way towards that I don't at this point feel towards Tony. Like there are certain moments, like when he starts speaking about Livy or his dad or anything. or like, you know, we had a scene with Junior recently. I mean, I think it was season 4.
I think it
was season 5. Was it the season?
Yeah, I think this
like when he said basically like, don't you love me? Like there are moments that my heart breaks for him, you know, but like there's at this point there's so far and few between that like it's difficult to hold any type of warmth towards that man when he is so awful, and all that he spreads and all that he does is cancer.
Even in this episode towards his sister, in my opinion.
God, he just cannot. And I thought that last scene was so great. I loved everything about it. I mean, it was horrible. But like, first, Janice has literally abandoned the child. I don't feel sympathy that like now he is saying this at the table with everyone else. You know, someone should. Literally, if I was anyone else saying this to her, what about the son that you left behind? Yeah. I would be like, continue.
I literally think I said it in the last episode where research. I literally, or the previous one. One of the last episodes that was what I said.
Again, if it was anyone else talking about it, you would be like, tell her. You know what I mean?
Remind her what she did.
Yeah. But like, this is the point where Tony is using this as a way to rile her up. Because he needs, like, they both have grown up in this, like, toxic environment in the dog-eat-dog world, that Janice put it. And so he's seen her try, like she really quickly gathered what they explained to her in the anger management class. Like, she, at the point where now we have seen her, like, she took that advice and was implementing it, and it seemed like she had a decent approach to things. I mean, for that one scene.
That's what I want to say. No, I want to say like she's trying to do better in that scene. Again, would she at the same time collapse, just like an addict could collapse in some situations, or like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, yes, I believe something would make her angry that she would not be able to control potentially at this point of where she is with the healing and everything, you know?
Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact that like he did it on purpose. He was thinking of the thing that he could say, the way that he could rile her up, like you said, you know?
Yeah.
To provoke her.
He cannot accept the idea of them being able to change and become better. Because like then he should be able to change and he does not. He likes to use everything that has happened in his life as an excuse to not change, to not become better.
That's what I want to say. He cannot accept that anybody else would also become better, you know?
He has to drag everyone down with him. You saw that exact same thing with Christopher in this episode as well.
Yeah.
Like he is basically, like Christopher is sober. I mean, he has drank, and no one knows that, I guess, like when the whole thing with Adriana has happened, but like we have not seen him drink since. So like he is trying to become better. Like he is trying not to drink, and like because of that he is constantly like either drinking Coca-Cola or eating sweets or whatever, like as a way to kind of, you know, he switched out one addiction with sugar, you know, which is also very addicting. But like, you know, he is trying to do something. He's trying to change. And so then Tony again drags him down, like says, order a fucking shot or whatever. You're so miserable that you're bringing all of us down. But
I mean, he does it all the time. He does it even in the small situations with like a cop who is better, not a cop, like a security guard who is better than him, and he's trying to give him money in that moment for him to accept it, to prove to himself that like nobody is actually better than that. Like everybody would want to go after money if they had the opportunity to go after money, to get the money. You know what I mean? So like he has.
I remember us thinking in season 1, and I mean Artie's character turned out to go in a different direction, but like I always thought in season 1 with Artie was like, you know, like not being in this business, and Tony constantly wanted to like give him this job and this job, or like I always thought that he did it to bring Arthur down with him as well.
Again, because he viewed Arthur as somebody who is on a good side, let's say, you know? So like if Arthur would go, Artie would go down, you know, and would accept something that like other would deem bad, let's say, then that would wash him
Yeah, it would be another confirmation.
That like everybody, that like if anybody else would be in his shoes, everybody would choose the same as him.
Yeah, just like he is surviving in the environment that is inevitable for him.
Yeah.
Even though it's not inevitable for you. Like there's ways that you can change and become better, you just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it, and you have to confirm to yourself that change is impossible.
And that's why he did what he did with Janice as well.
Just the ending sequence of him just like walking behind and like
music
the music was so good, and like the day looked so bright and it was so green and everything, and he is walking and he is wearing like all black just like a fucking black hole to suck everything that's nice around. I'm not saying Janice is nice, but just like in general, just like to suck up everything. That this is who he is now as a person. Like that's what we were watching. It's nothing new. It's just simply who he is. I thought they just did a very good job in this episode of like, again, telling you this. Again, no new information that was given to us here.
Yeah.
But I love that storyline. I felt bad for Chris in this episode. I felt bad like seeing him tear up in the car because like it switched. He and Tony B were getting along very well because Tony B is like I think he is very emotionally intelligent. Like I think he knows how people view him and what to say to people, and like he can pick up cues from people as well. And so like when they're alone, he adapts to this and like gets Chris, like can get along with Chris. Then when Tony comes, they revert back to, you know, picking on Chris. And that would have been, I'm sure this would have gone like, it wouldn't have been such a big deal if they didn't already have history of picking on him. That like really made Chris, that really
affected Chris.
Yeah. Like the way that he talked about it, you know.
Yes, I think it's the whole situation. Also, the most important part is also like the Tony is there picking on him, I think. And at the same time as well, the way that like Tony put him down for his sobriety, you know. Like everything, but any type of support you would expect from a person who loves you, who supports you in any way, you know?
Yeah, but like he doesn't, and that's why like every fucking time Chris is gonna try to get acceptance and love from this so-called family.
Yes, but like then,
not
of course,
exist.
But then you get a friend who could have been your friend, maybe potentially, who could have been there for you an episode ago, you know, and you put him down, you destroy his life.
You also have to drag people down.
Exactly. So like it's like the cycle that keeps spinning constantly.
He is a tiny Tony right now.
Exactly.
You
I
know,
mean,
like you need to.
He's becoming one. You know, he's on his
You need to drag people down to your misery as well, and that's a very human story, and like it makes a lot of sense. I felt for him.
I mean, yes.
But like, I mean, it's a good thing Adriana was not here.
She was.
Yeah, but like it was a normal scene.
I know, but like in the beginning, that's what I'm telling you when I say like that. Like those are the scenes that like no matter how much some scenes affect me, like this one, like those are the scenes that like stay with me. You know,
yeah,
like,
they
it was
affect you more.
Just like a normal scene where she's again begging him to escape, to try to have, because like again she knows what she's doing and she knows how this can end up, you know. And like that, like he can go to prison. I think she cares about him even more than about herself, you know. And that like that she can go down for all of this, and he's telling her like I can pick up writing when like I become someone, you know. And I'm a soldier, Adriana, when you're gonna accept that. And like that just reminds me of like what do you think soldier is, you know. Like then I remember how much abuse he is, how much he is abusing her, you know, and like punching her and things like that, and I just get pissed off. Wow, what a fucking soldier, you know.
No, I think that's all very valid. I think that's all valid.
Yeah. Okay, guys, 3 more episodes. 3 more episodes, we're gonna watch them together. Yes, that I'm very excited about that. Again, love a finishing season in one go. Love the whole day of Sopranos. Yes. So
that's it.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.